Okay, 6th grade, we're going to talk about the color wheel today. When you see the color wheel, you're going to see lots of different parts to it. You're going to see all the colors, and on this one it's labeled. You won't always see the labels. You're also going to see the type of colors that you have on here, how we categorize them, listed as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay. Just so you know, the color wheel is a tool that helps us make choices about color that we use, specifically for us in interior design, because it lets us see the relationships. And when we study the color schemes, they are built on the actual relationships between the different colors. So we need to understand how the color wheel is set up and how it works. And so we start by looking at what we call the primary colors. These colors are red, yellow, and blue. And if you'll look at them on the wheel, you'll see that red is up here at the top, and there's a triangle to represent the primary colors, with this pointing to the red, this part pointing to the yellow, this part pointing to the blue. And you'll notice that they are evenly spaced out. So there's 1, skip 3, 1, skip 3, 1, skip 3. All right, then we have our secondary colors. In our secondary colors, we have orange, purple, and green. Now, these are created from mixing the primary colors, which you might have done using paint in elementary school. So to get orange, we mix red and yellow. To get purple, we mix red and blue. And to get green, we mix yellow and blue. So you'll see those also evenly spaced out between the two primary colors. So when you mix red and blue, you get violet or purple right here in the middle. When you mix red and yellow, you get orange. That's right in the middle. So there's one blank space between each of those. So you start with primary, you mix to make secondary. All right, now that you've got primary and secondary, you have these blank spaces here that we call tertiary, meaning third, or sometimes they're called intermediate. So when you mix red and violet, you get red-violet. When you mix blue and green, you get blue-green. Okay, so what do you think goes here? When you mix this one with this one, you should get blue-violet. And the reason that we call it blue-violet instead of violet-blue is because you always start the name with the primary color first, so blue. If you were mixing yellow and green, it would be yellow-green because yellow is primary, meaning first. All right, so to recap, you've got primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. We also have neutral colors. These will not be seen on the color wheel, but they are definitely used a lot in design, especially in interior design, to help balance out a room. They are considered white, black, gray, and brown. They're very muted tones. They're not bright and exciting. They have an earthy feel to it, like the ground, stone, wood, dirt. And you can see these all mixed together in a Picasso painting that uses every one of those neutral colors. Okay, now it's your turn to try your hand at the color wheel theory. So you're going to open up your interactive drag and drop slides for the color wheel. And you're going to, on this slide, drag and drop from over here, these circles, into the box to represent the primary colors. And notice that there is a yellow triangle over here to remind you to move the pieces. On the next slide, you're going to mix your primary colors to create the secondary colors. So you will drag these from the box and place them into the empty circles to show how you mix the primary to come up with the secondary. On the next slide, you will be typing in the name of the tertiary colors for the ones shown. So in this box, you will type the name based on what you learned, how to name the tertiary colors, and identify what would go there. On this slide, you will drag and drop these to the colors that they belong in on the color wheel. This is a warm colors, and you can see the warm colors are on this side of the color wheel. So which one of these pictures do you see as representing these warm colors? And which one of these pictures do you see representing the cool colors? You will take the picture you believe represents cool and drop it into that box. After you finish your interactive slides, you will ask your teacher for the color wheel sheet, and you will get your primary colors, at which you will then mix your colors to complete this color wheel for all the colors for primary, secondary, and tertiary. After you finish this sheet, you will move on to making your themed color wheel with pieces or virtually on Google Slides. And I will give you more information about that when you get to that point. So have fun.